See, what he do is he try to smile, but he nervous.
This wasn't the same Pacquiao that Broner had called out back in 2014. This was a 40-year-old version, a senator balancing political duties with training camps, a father of 5, a man who'd already conquered 8 divisions and earned more money than most fighters see in 3 lifetimes. Critics questioned why he was still fighting. He has nothing left to prove, they said, their voices tinged with concern for an aging warrior who'd already given boxing everything. But Manny saw it differently. Against Lucas Mathesy in his most recent bout, he'd scored his first knockout in nearly a decade, dropping the Argentine in devastating fashion. The speed was still there, the power hadn't left, and most importantly, the fire, that unquenchable desire to prove doubters wrong, burned as bright as ever. Based on my condition, my interest in boxing, I still have a couple more years, Pacquiao said calmly, his words measured but confident. He had his reasons for continuing, some personal, some professional, but beating Broner served a specific purpose: revenge by proxy. Where Broner had scraped a draw against Jesse Vargas, Pacquiao had beaten him unanimously. Where Broner styled himself as Floyd's heir, Pacquiao could prove the protege was nothing compared to the master's greatest rival. And maybe, just maybe, a dominant performance would lure Floyd out of retirement for that elusive rematch $100 million had gotten Mayweather in the ring before. Perhaps $100 million more could do it again. Do you feel like your career would be incomplete without the rematch with Floyd? A reporter asked. Pacquiao smiled that knowing smile. I don't know what could get Floyd out of retirement, but of course they're going to do it again. Why wouldn't they? The subtext was clear. Beat Floyd's protege, and Floyd himself might feel compelled to defend his legacy. When the press conferences began in LA and New York, everyone knew exactly what to expect. This was the Adrian Broner show, and he played his role perfectly. Part comedian, part villain, all entertainment. I got the whole hood with me, just like he got the whole Philippines with him, Broner announced, his voice rising with each word. I don't even know how to spell that I got the whole hood with me. OOD. The crowd erupted in laughter. This was prime Broner. Disrespectful but somehow charming in its absurdity. Pacquiao sat quietly beside him, that same smile playing on his lips. Not a nervous smile, not an uncomfortable smile, but the smile of a man who'd heard it all before, who'd been doubted by better talkers and proven them wrong with his fists. See what he do? Broner pointed at Manny. He tried to smile, but that's nervous. He nervous. He tried to smile his way out of it. He nervous though. He be trembling. The cameras zoomed in on Pacquiao's face. No trembling, no fear, just quiet amusement. Broner continued, building momentum like a rapper working a crowd. Before Manny beats me, he got a better chance becoming a driving instructor. He paused for the laughter, then added, I really wasn't gonna come up here and say a lot of Asian jokes, but the room shifted. That crossed a line. The kind of line that Broner, for all his street wisdom, had never quite learned to identify. Pacquiao's smile didn't fade, but something hardened in his eyes, a reminder that disrespect has consequences. You know, some things is better aged, like liquor, Broner said when asked about the age difference. He's 40, I'm 29, but I got 3 losses and he got about 8. He'd been knocked out 3 times. We know he can go to sleep. What Broner failed to mention was context. Pacquiao's 8 losses came across 70 fights against the absolute best competition spanning 3 decades. Broner's 3 losses came in just 37 fights against opponents he should have handled easily. January 19, 2019. The MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas buzzed with anticipation. On paper, the fight seemed competitive. Broner had half an inch of height, 2 inches of reach, and 11 years of youth. But Pacquiao had something far more valuable: 70 fights worth of experience, a work ethic forged in poverty, and the unshakable support of an entire nation. Protect yourself at all times. God bless you both. The opening bell rang, and immediately the narrative Broner had been selling collapsed. Pacquiao exploded forward with those trademark 3 and 4 punch combinations, his hands blurring as they found openings Broner didn't know existed. This was supposed to be a calculated defensive masterpiece from Broner, the Floyd Mayweather blueprint executed to perfection. But there was a crucial problem. Broner wasn't Floyd. But then something bizarre happened. something that would define Adrian Broner's legacy more than any punch he ever threw. "I beat him," Broner declared into the microphone, his voice defiant against reality itself. "Everybody out there know I beat him. I controlled the fight. He was missing. I hit him clean more times. I beat him." The arena erupted in boos, not just disagreement, genuine confusion and anger that someone could so thoroughly misread what everyone had just witnessed. "They trying to get that money again with Pacquiao and Floyd," Broner continued, constructing a conspiracy theory in real time. "But it's cool. I ain't worried about it, man." Even the commentators were stunned. That man who said he won that fight, he's crazy. He out of his mind. The scorecards told the truth. 117 to 111, 116 to 112, 116 to 112. All for Pacquiao. Broner hadn't won more than 3 or 4 rounds on any card. Some observers gave him even less. "I think Broner won half of a round," one analyst quipped. It was the mental beatdown that hurt more than the physical one. Broner's inability to accept reality, to learn from defeat, to show the humility that separates good fighters from great ones. That moment crystallized everything wrong with his approach to boxing and life. From there, Broner's career spiraled further. He slipped in and out of retirement, returned for fights against lesser opponents, showed occasional flashes of brilliance before lifestyle, and poor decisions caught up with him again. Adrian Broner is a cautionary tale. Analysts would say, incredibly talented when young, but he ate off too much. He didn't stay disciplined. For Pacquiao, though, the story continued. At 42, he'd fight again. At 43, he'd fight again. And now, impossibly, at 46 years old, he's preparing for one more moment under the lights, fighting these young guys. He got away with it tonight, but he won't keep getting away with it, doubters say. When you get to 40, you start to see things slow down. But Manny Pacquiao has never listened to doubters. He spent his entire life proving that impossible is just another word for challenging. That age is just a number when your heart refuses to quit. That a kid from extreme poverty can become not just a champion, but a legend who inspires millions. The Broner fight wasn't his greatest victory. It wasn't his most challenging. But it represented something important. Patience rewarded, discipline validated, and the sweet satisfaction of silencing the loudest mouth in boxing after waiting years for that perfect moment. So what's next for the legend? Who will be the fighter that finally makes Father Time's prediction come true? And more importantly, will we ever see that elusive Floyd Mayweather rematch that boxing fans have been demanding for nearly a decade? The answers to those questions